Hello and welcome back to the Brews and Reviews podcast. This is our show 24 after 24. I'm Brenton.
I'm Ryan.
And this is episode 8. So for those who haven't joined, you should probably not start here. This show looks at the hit TV series 24. And what we do every week is we watch 3 episodes. We really recap what happens in those episodes.
Quite detailed.
Add a bit of our commentary about what we think of it and if we enjoyed it, if we didn't. For the most part, I think we've enjoyed pretty much all of it. There's been a couple of maybe episodes that were a bit slow,
there's always those.
Bit of filler.
Yeah, there's plenty of filler in shows.
But we're getting through it. We are up to episodes 20, 21 and 22 this week. So we're right on the home stretch. End. So that means next week we're going to be the
finale.
The finales.
Ooh.
Episode 23 and 24.
We could technically watch this when we get home.
Oh, we could, couldn't we?
Yeah.
Nah, I'm not going to.
Yeah, me either.
No, you got to keep it closer to when we record so I actually remember what's going on because...
Might do 4 watches this week.
I had a nice little review just then because I had to remember my notes because why did we miss...
So we missed last week. We didn't come and record this last week.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
But I had watched one of them.
Yeah, so I'd watched them all.
Ah.
And then I hadn't done my notes yet. And then we were like, we're chatting if we were going to do it or not.
Yeah.
And then we were like, nah, we'll give it a miss. And then, so I didn't do my watch again until last night. I did the notes for all 3. I was like, I can't remember this. And I'm like, I can't now. I'm shocking.
For me, that was the episode 22 for this week.
Yeah.
I already have completely forgotten it because I was so sleepy when I was watching it. So we'll see what I can...
Yeah.
If my notes actually worked well at all. So every week, before we start getting into the show, we have a brew. It's part of the name.
We do.
And what we've been doing for the last few weeks is one of us will bring in a beer each, but the other person doesn't know what it is. So this week, I don't know what you've brought in.
Yeah.
I've seen some hints on socials that you've put up.
I did post something on our Instagram.
It looks very so today we're recording is Good Friday.
That it is, so yes, Easter.
We've got Easter this weekend, and I did see some pictures that I think this is something to do with Easter.
This is a very Easter beer. We might as well pop it open.
All right,
so I've got a Bowden brewery, South Australia again, and we've gone with it's called Son of a Bun.
Son of a Bun.
So it is a chocolate hot cross bun brown ale.
Oh, look at that.
And it's
a brown ale.
So I googled this because I was like, fuck, this sounds like a stout or something.
Yeah.
But it's like, what was it? It was something like it's in between. So you go from like your ales and you get darker before you get into your your stouts and stuff. And these...
so that's why you said I might enjoy it.
Yeah.
Chocolate hot cross bun brown ale.
Yeah. So it's a collab with... There's a bakery called The Lost Loaf.
Right.
In Bowden as well.
Okay.
Actually, I think I started following them on our Instagram.
Yeah.
Just because I was like, I didn't realise we weren't even following Bowden Brewery. We've had a few of theirs, I think, already. Yeah. Then because I saw it, I was like, oh, it's a hot cross bun and a bunny. Didn't look at the picture too closely.
Yeah.
And then, just before I realised,
Jesus Christ.
There's a durry in an ashtray. There's handprints all over the hot cross, paw prints all over the hot cross bun. They've been having a root, so.
Right. So they've been smashing together.
Yeah. So
we're going to produce this delicious, hopefully delicious beer. Yeah,
1.6 standard drinks, 5.4%.
Yeah, it's a cool label. It's another stuck on.
Yeah.
It's another sticker.
Yeah.
Is this just
must be a craft
everyone's
beer
doing
thing
now?
Yeah, it must just be easier.
Yeah, true.
Like how hard is it to put it through a labeler?
All right, let's taste test. I'm going to
give it a crack.
Ooh, bit of a delay.
Here we go. We'll go for mine.
Holy shit, I can smell it already. Like it does smell.
Oh, yeah. Did you bring a knife and fork? Right. Put the oven on. We'll put some butter on these. Here we go.
What does that remind me of? That's weird.
It's different, isn't it?
It's not.
It's quite bitter.
Yeah.
Are you getting bitter? Yeah, I'm getting bitter, but
also a bit of sweetness coming through as well. Yeah, you can taste the chocolate. Well, actually, I saw on the ingredients list. I had a quick peek before.
I haven't even looked at that.
It does say chocolate.
Yeah.
So it's not like just some flavouring or something. It's so malts, Ale, Munich, light chocolate,
Yeah.
hops, cocoa nibs, mixed spices.
I got this from our favourite go-to, the Belair Fine Wines. I had to message him because I only got them today.
Yeah.
So I messaged him.
On Good Friday.
Yeah, I'm like, you open Good Friday? He's like, sure. And I was like, yes, thank fuck. But yeah, so I went there and I even asked him, I was like, what do you reckon this is going to taste like? And he just looked at me, he's like, I don't know. He's like, I wouldn't have a clue. And I was like, yeah. I was like, oh well, it's E3, so we'll give it a crack. And then as I'm checking out, he's like telling me about beers. He had a beer that was done with like Villy's meat pie.
Oh, what?
It was a Villy's meat pie beer.
Yeah.
And then he was, I don't know if he's taking the piss or not, but apparently they're like putting meat pies in the mix.
No, they weren't.
And I'm like, I couldn't tell because then he started serving someone else, stopped talking to me. I was like, okay.
You got to send him a message.
But then I'm like, I'm
Were you
thinking,
being
because this is a
serious?
cross with a bakery. I was like, are they just, like, has the bakery got anything to do with it? They'd have to.
Yeah.
You wouldn't do a collab with a bakery and
Unless they've sort of just told them what
unless they're
spices to
doing like a
use
fucking
and-
beer flavoured hot cross bun.
Maybe. That's what we should do next week. No.
But yeah.
I mean, I probably wouldn't drink more than one
Oh, nah.
as a novelty beer. Yep, fair enough. But it's got on the back end. It's pretty heavy on whatever the spices are.
What's the spices in a hot cross bun? Cinnamon? No.
Is it cinnamon, nutmeg,
Nut. Yeah, maybe nutmeg.
something like that?
Yeah.
I've been cranking out some hot cross buns. It's been great.
Yeah, we do.
I love Easter.
Yeah. Fucking chocolate going through me.
We haven't done too much, and usually in the office as well, there'll be tons of chocolate going around. But we haven't done much this year, which is probably a good thing.
My oldest got given a hot cross bun, one of those bunnies about that big.
Yeah.
Like the sort of meat size. Smashed it. Like full on, just ate it. A whole thing in one sitting.
What, he did or you did?
He did.
Far out.
I was out buying the beers.
For a
And my
5-year-old.
Yeah, my wife
Good
messaged
effort.
me. She goes, he's been given a chocolate bunny. He's eaten it all. He had to go into a poo. It was like, oh, I guess there's one good thing about Easter. It makes him go to the toilet when we want him to.
All right. Cool. I like the on-theme beer choice.
Yeah, couldn't go past it.
Very good. All right. So getting into the show for this week, like I said before, season 1, episodes 20, 21 and 22. Episode 20 starts at 7 p.m, goes to 8 p.m.
Yep.
And we start with the sun setting.
We do.
Yeah.
The sun is gone.
Now, the actual sun setting scene is with Jack, but we're not going to start with Jack because most of the episode is really Jack, but we'll start with the smaller storylines for this week. So we'll start maybe with Kim.
Yeah.
Who last week we left off with her with Rick at Rick's house where
they're in a
Dan's
bust.
brother
was
in a sting operation.
Yeah, he was trying to buy some meth or whatever it was.
Ecstasy. Yeah. So SWAT team or someone came busting in, and because Kim was there, she got picked up. She's trying to tell them she's not part of it, but they've taken her anyway. So we start the episode, her part of the episode with her being taken to the cop shop. So she has a little chat with Rick before they get separated, obviously, because she's going to go with the ladies.
Did you see just before that they get handcuffed to the bench?
Oh yeah.
They fucked up on that because
Why? What happened?
So I think when they put her down, they handcuffed her left hand. It was like a cross or something. And then when they come back to her right hand's cuffed.
Yeah, right.
And then I think when they undo it or something, the other hand's cuffed. Yeah.
How do you pick up on this? You just...
Well, that one there, I noticed it because
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck? She's like, they handcuffed her. And I was like, did they wrap her hands around the bench and they handcuffed both? And then the next scene, when they came back to her, she's just sitting normally.
Right.
And then I went to IMDb and I had a look. And I was like, yeah, because they have goofs on there. And like,
yeah.
And then, I was like, oh, yeah, no, there was something there.
Have you read some of those goofs or some of the like the trivia stuff that they put on there? And some of them are just so like they're not even a thing.
Yeah.
I have to come up with some examples. We'll see if we can find some funny ones for 24. Just random shit people have put up.
We'll have to.
She's talking to Rick before they get separated, and Rick's telling her to, now tell the cops everything, even how he was involved.
She's like, oh, I think I'm going to have to tell him everything.
Yeah. And he tells her to, and even his part in it.
I've got here, Kim trusts Rick. It's like, far out. Like, you've only known him for not even a day.
Yeah. And even...
And he kidnapped you.
Comes later, but even his girlfriend's like, why do you trust him?
Yeah, that's right. She does.
Kim gets taken away to be interviewed, and she tells the cop, my father is Jack Bauer. Like, everyone's supposed to know his name.
Yeah. I got straight away, tells cop, my dad's Jack Bauer. And I was like, he doesn't care.
No. He also doesn't know what CTU is.
Yeah.
So
I think, is it Krugman?
Is that?
I think that's his name.
Yeah.
I got him as cop.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know.
Because that's what he is. No, he doesn't believe Kim. He doesn't know what CTU is. Certainly doesn't know who Jack Bauer is.
Yeah.
Like he's the president or something.
And then she says something like that there was an attempt on David Palmer's life. And she's like, how do you think I knew that? And he's like, because it's all over the news. It's like, come on, Kim.
Yeah. And then she's just taken to her holding cell.
Yeah.
So, yeah, not much for her.
That's because, well, Melanie got interviewed before her.
It
must have been quick.
Name. Yeah.
Because, the cop does say to Kim, yep, she did say you have a pretty fucking wild imagination.
Yeah.
And then, she's like, you can't believe her. Oh. Anyway, she gets put back in her cell.
Yeah, and that's it.
With a bunch of others.
Yeah, there's a big group of them.
Yeah, big holding cell.
We see a bit more of that in the later episodes of this week.
Yeah.
So then next one we can talk about is probably Terry's storyline, what she's going on.
Fuck all for her. She's in hysterics because she's they're at her house, and at the end of the last episode, well, for Terry, Tony comes in, saves the day.
Yeah.
Pops some dude. He's proud. He's proud as much. He's killed someone.
He's done some work.
He's got to pull the trigger.
Yeah.
And then what's the doctor's name again? I had it down.
It starts with a P.
Yeah, Dr. P.
Parslow.
Hey, there we go.
I remembered one for once.
Yeah, when we started watching this, because we had a week off, I was like, who the fuck's that? I was like, nah, what's his name? And I'm sitting there going, fuck. And I was like trying to take notes at the same time. I was like, nah, it didn't come to me.
Yeah.
I'm hopeless when it comes to that if I have a break. Tony gets them out, doesn't he, in the car? Kim's in hysterics. Not Kim.
Terry. Yeah.
She's in hysterics because she's now suddenly got all her memory back.
Yeah. Her amnesia has gone away.
Yeah. And she's remembered about Kim dying in a car. Well.
So she thinks.
Being in a car explosion.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got Tony yelling at her, saying, Kim's fine.
At first he's keeping it together.
Yeah.
And then she's going on. And
yeah.
Yeah. I find her quite an annoying character in all these episodes.
Oh, she is. I haven't even enjoyed much of the Terry.
No.
I haven't really enjoyed any of the Terry Kim.
Yeah. No, the Kim one from last week I liked when she was in, when the sting happened. That was good.
That was.
But otherwise, yeah, I agree. Not my favourite storylines. Then Tony loses his cool and just wants her to get in the damn car.
Get in the fuck car. Kim's fine. She called us. She escaped.
Yeah. And so then Tony calls Nina.
Oh, yeah. I got Tony calls Nina to let her know. Oh, I got Kim, but also I killed someone.
Yeah.
Like I'm the man.
I took the hitter down.
Yeah.
Even has to say it in a cool way.
Yeah.
But he also he says to Nina, she's got a friend with her too.
Oh, she's got a bloke.
And a pretty good one, by the way, he's acting, which I think he quite enjoyed that as well. I think Phil gets taken to
the hospital, doesn't he?
To the hospital so they get split up. We don't see him again.
I doubt we'll see him again, yeah.
Oh, you don't reckon at all?
I don't know. Why?
I think it might come up just because, like, there's the implication that she was seeing him.
She was fucking him.
Maybe.
Riding him. Raw dog.
Do we find that information?
Maybe that's who the baby's from.
Yeah, it could be.
Oh!
That would be a cool twist.
Maybe she was.
Maybe.
Maybe it's not Jack.
Oh, no, because he wanted to take it further and she never did. But then, Nina says, bring Terry back to CTU.
Yeah.
So we know
fucking
that's
bad mistake that was. She's a pain in the ass.
Oh, my God.
I kept going. I was like, will you sit the fuck down?
Yeah.
Like, just fucking go back to the holding cell.
Oh, Mason. He's not.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, two short storylines. So the next one's David Palmer. What's he up to this week?
At the end of the last one of him, I reckon they were at the dinner table.
Oh, that's right.
The long dinner table, yeah. The long episode of dinner table stuff. Yeah. And Nicole has like a seizure or something.
That's right.
Yeah. So it starts with her coming in to see him coming in to see Nicole. Mm-hmm. And she's like, I'm fine, Daddy. Yeah. I was like,
calm down.
Yeah. And then they're chatting away and they hug it out, and then Sherry's there. They have a chat, don't they?
Well, she arrives and she looks pissed, as she's either got two modes. She's either just grumpy as, or she's trying to act like everything's fine and nothing's happened.
Yeah.
But she comes in with her...
Oh, because David just did his speech for the whole Keith saga.
Yeah.
And the Ferragamo.
Yeah.
So, yeah, she comes in and it's funny because she starts with, I'm sorry, and then pauses, but then she's not sorry because she's like, she said something like, I'm sorry I had to like witness you, I don't know, just ruin you.
She said, I'm not in the mood to celebrate the end of your campaign,
right.
David.
Yeah, that's right.
And I think there was a line that she's trying to, I can't remember what he says, but she said something like, I'm just trying to tell you the truth. And David says to her, you're not qualified to tell me the truth.
Yeah, yeah.
So they're not in a good way at the
I think
moment.
I've written this a few times in this next few episodes that Sherry just wants to, I said she's pissed that she's not going to make it to the White House.
She just wants to be first lady.
Yeah. You can just see it now. Like, she doesn't give a fuck. She just wants that first. Like, what does that give her, though? Like,
heaps of power.
I suppose afterwards.
She can do what she wants.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then, who is it, Mike, or is it just on the TV? Someone comes in and tells them that the polling numbers haven't dropped and some have actually started to go up.
Just before that, there was a little thing between them. Sherry says something about, like, it's over. And then David's like, what, do you mean us or the campaign? Yeah. And then she just like left it at that, I think. And then I've got, Palmer's campaign looks to be staying on track. And then the next, we go away from them and then we come back. And everyone's celebrating, including Sherry.
Yeah, she's all happy again.
She's like, oh, fuck yeah, got the champagne going around to everyone.
Okay, Sherry's finally happy. She says, come on, sweetheart, what's wrong?
Yeah.
What's wrong now?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
What do you mean?
I got David not having a bar of it. Yeah.
He doesn't trust Sherry anymore. And he says, if I can't trust you, how could I love you?
Yeah. And then this is where he also says, ask Sherry like what she meant by if it's right. Over.
Yeah. And again, because it's going well, she just wants to forget it ever happened.
Yeah, she doesn't care as long as it's going on track.
But after David says to her, how could I love you? She has a bit of a rant and she says, you'll never leave me.
Yeah, you may not love me, but you'll never leave me.
Yeah.
And then I've got in bold letters, Sherry really wants to be in the White House. That's the end of Palmer as well.
Yeah.
So there was not much for these first three main characters, like...
Which I really like this episode, and I think the reason why is because it was just so...
action-packed with Jack.
Just Jack-focused.
Yeah.
And him doing cool shit.
Yeah, like it's really kicking off, and you find out some big info in the Jack section.
Well, let's get started with Jack. So we come back to where we left off with him and Mason in the last episode.
Yep.
Was walking through the field from the coordinates they were given. And this is where we see the sun setting. Did it need to be mixed up a bit, did it?
I don't know. That was bitter as fuck. Sorry about that.
So as they're walking through, Mason gets a call to say that Alexis is out of surgery. So obviously he'd been stabbed by Elizabeth.
That's the bit. His phone rings, right? Jack doesn't realise last episode, well, obviously not an episode for him, an hour ago, whatever, borrowed Jack's phone because he's like, oh, my phone's dead.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So he was like, oh, I need your phone because he turned his off. But and then his phone rings. Jack didn't realise, or it was probably a stuff up with
self-charging. It's got like an alternator as they're walking around.
It's one of those wrist ones where you
wind it up.
Yeah. My watch should be going through the roof right now.
Speaking of which, just after this that little bit, Jack checks the time. He's wearing a rollie.
Oh,
yeah,
must be nice.
Yeah,
so, it does come from wealth.
Yeah, I was going to say, what's her name? From NCIS.
Oh,
she was right when she said she comes from wealth.
Abby.
So they got a bit of money there. I certainly don't have a Rolex.
Oh, I got
Apple Watch.
I got gifted a watch the other day.
Did you really?
Yeah, from Hard Hat Watches.
What?
Like a smartwatch.
Nice.
Tradie one.
Has it arrived?
Yeah.
Is it good?
Yeah, it's not bad. It does the job.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. And it lasts like 10 days battery.
Well, that's what I was going to say. The biggest thing for me is that this thing doesn't last. So this is one of the cellular ones. But if I turn it onto cellular and don't have it on flight mode, it runs out in like 2 hours.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's old. This is like...
I've got the Nike one.
This is 6 years old.
I got the SE.
Oh, yeah.
And I got a message.
Is it a soccer update?
Yes, we are in the top 6.
Oh, nice.
We had to win. Anyway, yeah, so I got, watches.
Yeah, so Mason gets a call. Alexis is out of surgery, and Mason thinks, because they've been wandering around in the field for ages, he thinks that someone's given them some misinformation and there's nothing out in the field and they're just on a wild goose chase.
I thought this was stupid because, like, they knew it was 7:20 that the power was going to be turned off.
Yeah, and he wants to leave before
it's like 3 past 7.
Wait a little bit longer.
Yeah.
But Mason doesn't want to wait, so...
Oh, by the way, the sun sets and it gets dark within 2 minutes. Like pitch black.
Yeah.
And
there's no like last light.
Where did Jack pull a torch from?
He's done this shit before.
Maybe it's his Rolex, just reflecting off the satellite.
It's still from the from that car, from his gift bag with everything in it. So Mason wants to go to the hospital. So it's interesting. Usually Jack's the one that wants to go and interrogate people straight away. This time it's Mason. And Jack wants to stay.
I thought that was a bit weird too. He's like, I just want to get out of here.
It was just a reason to...
Yeah.
Oh, you think that something dodgy with Mason maybe?
Yeah, I thought that. I thought maybe, but
yeah.
he in this like next few episodes, he's a bit of a he's gone backwards.
He flip flops.
Yeah,
and especially his interactions with Nina.
Yeah,
he's
just giving Nina shit.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah.
So yeah, Mason goes to hospital. Jack wants to wait for the time that they were supposed to wait for, 7:20.
Yeah.
And so Jack then just starts wandering around the field.
Did you see he I think he jumps another fence, like a gate. And I was the whole time going, try the gate.
Just push it.
Just push it. But that's when he finds an underground bunker.
Yeah.
So they found a hatch before, and it was nothing.
Yeah.
With Mason was still there. And then, he finds this like
full
steps and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of cool in the middle of a field. I'd like to find some steps in the middle of a field.
Yeah. I was like, oh, fucking hell, what's this going to be?
Yeah.
I was actually surprised at what it turns into. I did not see it coming.
And so as Jack finds them and is starting to walk down, and we cut to the Mason, the Drazens.
Yeah, so they do the whole it makes it look like someone's looking at Jack through binoculars.
Yeah, and they're like, oh yeah, he's found the steps.
Yeah, he's like, what?
And this bit really confused me. I don't know if it confused you as well, because he obviously goes down, and then he gets tased. And I'm like, oh, the people on the outside that were watching him are part of the bunker, and they're the ones that tipped him off.
At the first, watch
when I was Drazens.
For the first second, no, because he calls Andre.
Oh, sorry, no, but I thought the people underground in the bunker were also part of the Drazens.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah,
because they Jack's here.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh no, it's a Drazen. I was like, maybe that's the bunker that they're in.
Yeah, that's their hideout or something like that.
And then I was like, oh, okay. And then all these flashbangs go off and they taser him, and then he ends up in a cell and has a fucking chunder.
Yeah. Maybe from the tasing?
Maybe it was from that. Maybe he had salmon or something.
Maybe he had salmon.
When he was eating that meal, fucking scoffing it. When he was
food poisoning.
Yeah.
Happens to the best of us.
Yeah.
Have you ever had food poisoning?
I don't know if I have.
I have.
Stella has.
I was on a flight to Darwin and ate a dodgy sandwich. I was supposed to. I was going up for a case, and it was a first in the morning case, and at 2 o'clock in the morning, it hit me, and I was violently ill, and they couldn't
squirty bump
do the case without me setting some stuff up, and I just had to call them and be like, I'm just in a bad place at the moment. I'm going to try very hard to get there. And I got there, and they have this little extra room off to the side of where we're working.
Yeah.
And so I went and sat in there, had my head in my hands the whole time. I was like, just tell me when you actually need me, and I'm just going to be in here. And then they had set up their stuff, and then they're like, oh yeah, we're ready for you. I go in, do some stuff, go back out, sit down again in that other separate room, and just kept going in and out. And then eventually...
Why don't you ask for an IV drip or something?
Yeah, should have.
Can you just give me a transfusion? Get this thing out of me?
And and then we finished by lunchtime, and I was supposed to fly home that day.
No deal.
And I didn't. I stayed an extra night, and then flew home the next day still feeling rubbish.
Yeah, see. Have you ever had barley belly?
Nah, never been to Bali.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, fucking oath. I remember I did it that when you with Stella, my wife. We just randomly rocked up there, and everyone was like, where are you?
That's right.
Because we messaged and was like, Snapchat or something.
That. Yeah,
and everyone's like, where the fuck are you? It's like, oh, sorry, we're in Bali. It's like, oh, must be nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, one of those times, we've been a couple of times, I think, and Stella got barley belly.
Ugh.
on the way home. I remember, I think they gave her an injection and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably like an ed, like
You know what was so good about that? Because it was like the red flight, the red eye.
Oh,
like one of the late ones.
Yeah.
Plane was not many people on it.
Oh, that's all right then.
I went to the back of the plane, laid down, left her on her own.
She'll be right.
I was like, you'll be right.
Sleep it off.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, he vomits. So it's a proper cell that he wakes up in. There's a toilet.
Yeah, yeah.
So he vomits in a toilet, and then enters DeSalvo,
Yeah.
who is from, they say DOD. I'm assuming that's like Department of Defense.
Yeah, I reckon. That's what I gathered. In a
and-
class 3 detention centre.
Yeah, so we find out what it is. It's like it's an off the books. No one knows it exists. It's for prisoners that aren't supposed to be prisoners.
It's a like a prison that's not even meant to be there for people that are not even meant to be alive.
Yeah.
Or captured.
So yeah, he stumbled across this place. And Jack explains the situation about how the power is going to be going out at exactly 7:20, and DeSalvo's like,
I think that's when it clicks for him because he's like, we do have.
And Jack
arriving.
sort of sees, he's like, what's happening at 7:20? He's like, yeah, we got a prisoner arriving at 7:20.
Yeah. And
Jack asks, he wants to know who it is, but DeSalvo doesn't even know who it is.
No, they don't. They're not meant to know.
No.
No one knows. Jack comes up with a little plan.
Yeah,
because like obviously DeSalvo's now gone. Yeah, I checked you out. You're Jack Bauer, CTU. Blah blah blah. Then comes up with a plan because he's like, how many people you got here? Like, we need everyone because they're going to be here.
Yeah,
for like Drazens will be here. And he's like, we got 3 guards,
3 civilians,
and 2 technicians.
Was it 2? Was it?
It was like 2 technicians or something.
Yeah.
And he's like, gear them up in full gear.
Yeah.
They had weapons training. He's like, no. And then they gear them up in full body armor and assault rifles.
Yeah.
And then Jack's telling one of them how to hold it. I was like, fucking hell. The dude would be shitting bricks.
The Drazen men, we cut back to them sort of on the periphery of the area. They're waiting for the helicopter to come in.
They're like right there.
And they're all chatting, and they're all a bit nervous because no one's heard from Alexis.
Yeah. I've got Andre not worried.
No.
He like doesn't give a fuck. He's
his brother.
At one point he goes, we must assume that he's probably dead.
Yeah.
And it's like, fuck yeah, no.
Yeah. They're all getting nervous, and they're worried about whether the power's going to go out or not. So the helicopter arrives.
Just before that. So it goes to Dre's and that, and then it goes back to Jack. And that's when he's dressing up the dude. Jack shows the noobs how to hold a gun. And anyway, and then the helicopter rocks up.
Yeah.
And then the Drazens are waiting for this power to turn out.
Yeah, Andre's sort of saying it's going to happen, it's going to go out, and the helicopter lands and power stays on.
Yeah, and then whoever I recognize the actor who plays this, like that Drazen's hired to help him.
Oh,
the main guy. But he's like, I thought you said there was only supposed to be 3.
Yeah,
and he's like, I count like 8 or 5 or something.
Yeah, so Jack's plan works.
Yeah, he's like, there's too many. And then Andre was like, no, we're gonna go.
Yeah, he just wants to storm it.
Yeah, he goes, my money, my like orders or something, and then
the other guy says, my men. So power doesn't go out, and so Drazen's mate convinces him not to go in eventually.
Yeah,
to stand down. The prisoner comes in with a hood over their head, so we still don't know who they are.
Did you see when the helicopter flew away?
No.
Like, probably like fucking 2 meters away from like all the Drazens people like sitting there.
Oh, and with the lights on as well.
I was like, how do you not see?
Just like, spotty.
They're just again like on a hill.
Yeah,
like,
in plain sight, as they always are.
Oh, fuck yeah, like, there is some guys down there. We'll get them.
Yeah,
it would have been over.
Yeah, exactly.
Less than 24 hours.
Yeah, the people who would have been on the chopper transporting Drazen would have been armed. Jack should have got everyone but the pilot to hop off and just hang back.
Yeah, especially with the prisoner, like,
because Jack has requested backup, but DeSalvo's like, well, they're not going to get him in 5 minutes, are they?
Yeah, and because Jack wants to he wants access to the prisoner.
Yeah,
and then DeSalvo's like, no, you can't. Like, we're not. You can't do it. Blah blah. And then he's like, calls Palmer, and then Palmer's like, I think Palmer must get him access. Because he calls Palmer.
He does, but Jack sneaks into that control room.
Yeah, so after he gets off the phone with Palmer, he's like tracing the wires. He's like, those wires look security-like. And he finds the security room. Yeah. Or the surveillance room, which looks like something from the 70s.
Yeah, like an old bomb shelter or something like that.
I was like, fucking hell.
But you know what's funny? Like, have you seen all that stuff about how in terrible condition and like not up to date like the nuclear sites are in the US.
Oh, no.
So like apparently they haven't changed anything for years and years, and they're slowly trying to upgrade the technology and stuff.
Yeah,
but all
right.
those nuclear warheads are all powered by like the same stuff they were back in the 60s. And
You turn the key at the
that's what it
same time
reminds
as
me
me.
of. Yeah, it looks like that.
Yeah.
And so Jack just goes in there, just start, he's just like
You
pressing
just-
buttons.
Yeah.
He's like,
Yeah. And then
Yeah.
he finds the one camera he needs.
Yeah.
And you've got, this prisoner sitting in his cell, walks around and we're like, are we going to see him? And I'm thinking, like, are we going to see him or not?
yeah.
Does DeSalvo walk in?
Yeah, he comes in while Jack's looking at it.
But has Jack already seen who it is first or not?
I think he's just about to turn around and he's trying to stop him, and then Jack catches him just as he turns around.
Yeah, that's right. And he's like, holy fuck.
Yeah, can't be. That's impossible.
And then,
That's the man I killed 2 years ago.
Victor fucking Drazen.
What a mic
Which
drop.
is-
That's cool.
Dennis Hopper, famous for Speed and Waterworld for me.
Waterworld. Yeah.
Kevin Costner.
Yeah, I know the movie. I think it was originally like really panned. Like people just said it was shit, but it's sort of one of those cult classics now.
Yeah, it's like,
I like it.
yeah, I liked it.
When I liked it when I was a kid, because I was like, I want gills behind my ears.
I was like, fuck, I want to be able to swim underwater like that.
Yeah. Jack sees that it's Drazen. He doesn't believe it. He knows that he killed him.
Yeah, Jack goes on to tell him about the mission he went on
Yeah.
to try and kill him.
And then we cut back to Andre.
Yeah.
Yeah, he said we can still take out the power by cutting the substation. Let's use some C5. It's like, did
I
we
was like-
skip C4?
Yeah. I think I Googled it and
Oh, yeah.
I think there's like C1, 2, 3.
Oh.
C4 is the most
That's
popular
the only one I know.
plastic explosives.
Yeah.
I think there is a C5, maybe a C6. But yeah, I was just like, why not just say C4?
Yeah.
Like, because you got
The one
everyone
that
going,
everybody knows.
excuse me, did you say C5? I've only packed
Oh, I
C4.
did. Yeah.
Sorry. Unless it gives a bigger blast, I don't know.
Maybe the numbers are how big the blast is.
I want a category
C11.
5.
Yeah. So then we cut back to Jack and DeSalvo again, and Jack thinks that someone on their side set the mission up to fail and make it look like Drazen was killed when he wasn't really, so that they could capture him.
Salvo ends up giving him 5 minutes to interrogate him. Jack tells him like, I watched you die.
Yeah. My name's Jack Bauer.
Yeah. Straight away, yeah. My name's Jack Bauer and I watched you die.
DeSalvo's pissed. Drazen's pissed.
Oh, yeah.
Victor.
Yeah.
And then Jack says, please leave my family alone.
Yeah, I know. I was like, surely he's not going to fucking... Why even bother asking him?
Yeah.
It's like, fucking, you killed his wife and daughter. It's like, yeah, no, it's all right. I'll give up.
Don't touch mine.
Yeah.
He convinces Jack convinces DeSalvo that they should really be moving Victor, because obviously the Drazens know that he's coming to this facility.
Yeah.
Even though they didn't storm it when the helicopter came down.
Jack then, gets heated. And as soon as Jack gets fired up, DeSalvo comes running in. And then DeSalvo tells him, like, yeah, we can move him. Basically, must have been given permission to move him.
Yeah.
So they start to move him. Yeah, the lights go out.
Yeah. They've used that C5 on the substation.
Yeah, I don't think they have yet, though.
They must have.
I've just got, as they're moving him, the lights go out.
Yeah, because
Drazen, they are here.
Yeah, but
And then that was the end of the episode.
no, because I think you're probably thinking of when they blow through into the actual building, but they use the C5 on the power station, like further away from the place,
Oh, do they?
Yeah.
I thought they just cut the
because
power.
they were going to cut the power like close to where they were, but then that was Andre's other plan was to go to the next substation and blow it
okay.
up there so that they can still cut the power. So yeah, well, that's where we end, is
Yeah.
power down, and they're about to get
Oh,
some action.
I think I read like an IMDb thing. I got a feeling we don't see Rick again.
Ever?
Yeah.
What?
I think it said something about that was the last time we saw Rick.
Oh,
Yeah.
that is interesting.
So, yeah.
Okay.
Maybe he dies. Actually, he probably just goes to jail for a long time.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I don't know if Kim she hadn't really told a story about that or anything yet, but
Yeah.
okay, fair enough. Yeah, cool episode. Again, Jack heavy, so it was great.
Yeah. My next one... Oh, Jack's not that big, actually. Yeah, I liked that episode, though. Oh, yeah. So much action. That's what I'm here for.
Yeah. So next episode is episode 21,
Yep.
which is between 8 and 9 o'clock at night. Where would you like to start? I've only got 3 sections, just Palmer, Kim, and Jack and CTU sort of together.
See, I've done CTU
By
and
itself?
Terry different, like together.
All right, well, let's go with that.
Bauer calls through to explain to Mason
Mm-hmm.
that Victor Drazen is still alive
Yeah,
and wants backup.
yeah,
And then that's where I think is Mason like he was like, I gotta call division, and Jack's like, just fuck it, just send him.
yeah,
And then Mason's like, send a chopper,
yeah.
and he's like, I'll deal with the paperwork on my end or something like that.
And this is when, after Mason agrees, this is where Mason has one of his little tirades at Nina about giving her shit about being with Jack.
Oh, does it?
And then about having Tony as a rebound.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
Yeah,
Fucking
brutal.
hell.
Arsehole.
Yeah, he's a bit brutal in this.
Mm.
Yeah. I got Nina's really worried about Jack
Oh, my God.
straight away. And then so Tony and Terry, they rock up to CTU.
Yeah.
And it says Trey, meant to be Terry, really wants to talk to Jack, but Nina said no.
Yeah.
Because they were like, they didn't say.
He's in a mission.
Yeah. They were like, oh, he's in a mission. Didn't actually, because I think they may know by this stage about what happens to Jack.
Mm,
I don't know, I can't remember.
not sure.
But they end up dumping Terry in a conference room. Like, yeah, go hang out in the conference room.
Yeah.
And she does not stay put.
Oh, my God. Again, this is one of those things where just because she's Jack Bauer's wife,
Yeah.
she's getting like absolute free reign of CTU.
Yeah.
It's like, lock her in there.
Like, fucking lock
She's
the
being
door.
a pain in the arms.
Yeah. So Mason's on the phone trying to get hold of Chappelle because of other stuff that's gone down with Jack.
Yeah. He needs to keep him in the
Yeah,
loop.
but obviously he can't. Ryan's never answer. So.
No.
And then Terry walks into his office.
Well, it's
he was on the phone.
Jack's office, but yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's on the phone trying to get through, and
And-
she's just like waiting there impatiently.
Yeah, and she's asking about Kim, and like, because I think Nina said something like, oh, like she's like still missing,
Yeah.
but like she's not captured, she's alive.
Yeah.
And then I think she went up and asked Mason like, how do you know? And Mason's like, well, we've heard from her, and it's so obviously she's not captured, and then we've got more power. We can look at more areas. Mason gets his secretary to babysit Terry.
Yeah.
Like he's like, just do whatever the fuck. I don't care. Just keep her out of here.
Yeah, because he's trying to be like quite nice to Terry to her face.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, we're going to do everything we can and we'll get your daughter back and all this sort of stuff. And as soon as she leaves his office, he's like, keep her out of my... I think he says...
She says...
Keep Terry out of my face.
Yeah, this Rebecca... Rebecca's her name.
The assistant.
Yeah. So she's had her little 2 seconds of fame. She actually says something like, what do I do?
Yeah.
And then he goes, I don't really care. Just like, keep
her out of my face.
Other shit's happened since just Jack, telling about Victor Drazen. So
Yeah.
more shit, like hectic shit's gone down. Chappelle Roan is pissed.
Yeah.
Because of what Mason's done. Like,
Yeah, because essentially he was someone that no one knew existed, Victor Drazen, and now there's more people involved, there's more agencies, there's people that are going to see him, and he went from being,
So we'll get into Drazen after, but he effectively escapes.
Yeah.
So that's why he's pissed. And he's got it. Drazen wasn't officially a prisoner, so he officially wouldn't have escaped. And then Mason's like, oh.
Yeah, the penny
You're
drops
right.
for him.
It's a non-event.
Yeah.
And then Chappelle's like, yeah, no shit. Like, you fucked it this time.
Yeah.
And then Chappelle asks him, like, what about Bauer? And Chappelle replies with, like, nobody asked, like, Bauer to go in there.
Yeah. So then Mason has to order a full assault on the building, which
So
essentially means it's just going to go in hot and he's going to...
So after that point, I'm pretty sure Mason has had a phone call from
has he? From Palmer?
Yeah. And then that's when he decides he wants to do a full assault. Oh, no. No. That's the last episode.
Yeah.
So this is Chappelle's told him,
Yeah, to
I don't give a fuck about Jack Bauer.
just go in hot, kill him all.
Everyone,
Yeah.
just nuke the fucking place.
Yeah.
Oh, Tony gets a call from the cops saying that Kim's on her way over.
That's right.
So they obviously know by the end.
Yep.
So it's a bit hard. This one was a bit hard because I was like, fuck, do I put that with Jack or...
Well, that's why I had Jack and CT all as one. But even when I was writing, I'm like, this isn't going to pan out nicely.
Yeah. So this episode was a bit choppy.
Yeah.
A bit hard. I think it was just that. That was the only crossover that was really a pain.
Well, speaking of Tony talking about Kim, let's do Kim next. So we cut back to her where she's back in the lockup, commingled with a bunch of other women. Rick's girlfriend, what's her name again?
Melanie.
Yeah, she's just being a bitch.
Yeah, she gets brought back from the cell, so she obviously got interviewed again.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I got it. She acts all tough and asked for Kim's seat twice.
Yeah.
So Tim's like, Tim? Fuck. Kim's like, whatever. And and then I've got a fight breaks out over a joint.
Yeah, that's exactly what I've written. Fight breaks out over joint.
Yeah.
At first I had fight breaks out over a cigarette, and then we find out a minute later that it's actually a joint.
How the fuck they light that joint?
Yeah.
I was so confused.
But also, I wrote, isn't Kim too young to be commingled with all these like...
Yeah, that's what I thought. I was like, she's under 18.
Adult women charged with various things.
Shouldn't she be in like her own cell? Like
you would think so.
Underage?
Yeah. Because what is she again? 16?
Yeah, and then even in the interrogation, she's not accompanied by anyone.
True.
So like, they haven't been like, oh, we're going to ring your parents.
Get your parent, yeah.
That's the first thing they should have done.
You can't interview a 16-year-old without a parent, surely.
Yeah, no, you can't. Surely not. Not on the record anyway.
No. And then eventually Kim stands up for herself to...
Yeah, because Melanie said something like, maybe I should mess you up, because they were fighting each other and all the women. Melanie starts telling Kim, like, what do you even see in Rick? Like, he's a loser. And I think she even she's like, he's not a loser.
Yeah, she stands up.
And then Melanie's like, what do you mean? He kidnapped you.
Yeah.
And I was like, well,
but he didn't know what was going on.
Yeah.
Eventually she stands up for herself.
I got Kim fires up and goes off on Melanie while the whole cell stops and just listens to her.
Yeah.
And then she's like shook. She's like, oh my God, this 16-year-old's telling me what to do. She's putting me in my place.
I think one of the cops smells the weed.
Yeah, so the whole cell's passing this joint around.
Yeah.
And then, the cop starts coming over and then they give it to Melanie. They're like, here, the ringleader or whatever is like, you take it.
Yeah.
And she's like, I'm not taking it. You take it. And she just throws it at her. And then that's when the cop rocks up. And she's like, you, come here. Kim stands up for her.
Yeah.
She's like, she didn't do it. And I was like, okay. That's when then Melanie turns around and because she's about to get taken away. And then she said something like, oh, I want to talk to Krugman, the cop. I want to change my story.
Yeah. So then she obviously goes in and tells him the truth that Kim wasn't actually supposed to be there. And
and then that's when he comes back and takes Kim. He's like, oh, no, I checked it out. It's all legit.
Yeah. I called CTU.
Yeah. It is a branch.
So, Kim's getting out.
Yeah.
And she's getting taken by that cop.
Yeah, in a cop car. And she calls Terry on the way.
Yeah.
So Terry's like, oh my God, thank God.
She's okay. And I love you so much.
Yeah.
She on her way to CTU and the cop escort is slammed into by another cop.
Another cop? Was that
another car.
Yeah.
And the cop, he was killed?
Yeah.
He was shot?
Yeah, I think they shot him.
Yeah. So how did they know exactly where she was?
I don't know.
This is pretty crazy. So again, they've got...
I was like, how the fuck do they know where Victor Drazen is?
Same language as Drazen. So it's obviously Drazen's men have picked her up.
They put a bag over her head. No, they duct tape her. Yeah. Chuck her in a van.
So that's actually how the episode ends. But we'll move over to Palmer?
Yeah. Palmer gets a bit risque, doesn't it? I was like, what the fuck?
It was really weird.
Yeah.
We'll go into it a bit, but we join it back with last time we thought, his votes were doing well, but he's actually swept the votes and won the primary.
Yeah, so the votes have been counted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
they're all fucking celebrating.
83% of people approved of how Palmer handled the whole...
That's right, because Mark's situation. Mark's telling him?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're sabotaging.
Yeah. I
don't think that's working.
I don't think that's the thing.
Yeah. He's a good bloke. Yeah. Good Mike.
And so we find out he's going to give a speech soon.
Yeah, and he gives a little speech to all these people there. Yeah. He orders them all to have fun. There's one last thing. I order you to all celebrate, have fun.
And then I've got his speechwriter is giving him interesting looks.
Yeah.
Like she really...
Well, I got Patty.
Admiration.
I think her name's Patty.
It is Patty.
Hey, Patty. David goes and finds Patty because she wasn't there.
Mm.
And then someone was like, oh, yeah, she's writing
the speech that he's about to give in 20 minutes or whatever.
Yeah.
It is.
They go over the speech and Patty starts flirting with David.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it comes to light in the last episode, I think.
Yeah, it does.
But would that have been started already? I feel like it wasn't.
Yeah, I don't think so. But
because I feel like she's keen for him.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, not just...
No, and she says something like, I've always wanted to tell you this, but I felt it was inappropriate. I'm like, oh, okay, so she's going to come right out with it. It's like, oh, no, I really admire you. I'm like, oh, okay, that's not terrible.
Yeah.
But, she is so awkward. Like, they keep having these interactions where it's building up, and then he sort of walks away and does something else, and then building up, and then he walks away.
He leads her on.
Yeah.
Because I've got in here.
Oh, absolutely.
Patty asks if he wants to be left alone. But David says no.
Mm.
No, that's fine. And he keeps rubbing his neck.
Yeah.
He's like, oh. The whole time when he moves in. Oh, no, this is another section, actually.
I would really love a massage right now.
This is when they come back. So they're in a room again. Yeah, they're going over the speech again or something.
Mm.
And, David's in the room and then she comes in.
Yeah.
And then that's when he's like, no, you can come and work in here too. And she does fucking nothing. And then, he's rubbing his neck the whole time. And then Patty wants to take care of him.
Yeah, she goes in for the massage.
Starts to rub his shoulders. And I've got David puts out a moan. He's like, oh, that feels good.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I could do with one of those right now.
But then
he stops her.
Yeah, and he does it quite nicely. He gently denies her.
Yeah, well, he basically is like changing the subject. He's just like gets up and he's like, great work with the speech. I love it, blah, blah, blah. And he's like... he
does that a couple of times.
He's a smooth operator.
At the end, I think Mike and David are just talking about how it's all gone.
Oh, because Mike tells David to smile because I think they're going to go down and do the speech. So they're on their way down to do the speech. But David can't because of the Keith and Sherry drama.
Yeah.
And then Mike tells David that once he's in the White House, he can have anything he needs, marriage or no marriage.
Yeah.
So I'm like, does he mean like, you know...
He's saying you can leave Sherry, it's fine, and you can do whatever you want.
Yeah. Or is it like, just put Sherry on the side and like hookers around?
Get Patty in.
Yeah. Bring Patty in.
I've got Mike as being nice again, and was I wrong? I think I was.
Were wrong.
I think I was.
Jack's called CTU for backup, so that's when he's called Mason.
Yeah.
And he's basically told Mason, like, nah, just fucking get this chopper here. We need people.
Send me some people.
Yeah. And then they start moving. I got him down as VD because I could not be fucked writing Victor Drazen all the time. They start moving him through the building and they keep asking about this Lawrence bloke like on the radio. They're like, Lawrence, no. And he doesn't reply.
Come in. And then they try someone else.
He's fucking dead.
Yeah.
So they're all dead. And then there's a big explosion.
Yeah. Blows a hole through the side of the building.
Big fucking C5 explosion.
And I was like, all right, they're going to rush in and no one comes in.
Yeah.
Like, was it because it was such a big explosion they were way back?
Well, it cuts away and it must go to something else.
Yeah.
And then when we come back, CTU backup arrives. But Drazen's men, like they're going through the building, but Drazen's men have already gone through and like killed everyone. No, that's right. Jack takes Victor Drazen hostage in this because the Drazens catch up to them.
They get DeSalvo.
Yeah, they take DeSalvo hostage. They're like, put him down, we're going to kill him. And he's like, oh, fuck, killed Victor, blah, blah, blah. And then Andre's like, you know, you're surrounded. Like, you're going to fucking lose.
Yeah.
And then he's like, fine. And then
my gun's in the air.
Jackie's like, he tells my gun's in the air. I was like, whoa, fucking watch out. And then Victor Drazen's just fucking ruthless. He shoots DeSalvo. He just kills DeSalvo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not his first kill. It's not his last kill for the episodes either.
I think I read something. I should have written it down because it was quite cool, but on IMDb. So DeSalvo's name, somebody paid $10,000 to have that's somebody's name. So
what?
Yeah, but it was to a charity of something.
Oh.
So they donated $10,000 and they used that person's name as for the character.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
That's
cool. That's what I read
it was
anyway.
For charity, that's cool.
Yeah.
After the backup arrives, they find that everyone's dead and Drazens and Jack are nowhere to be found.
They use more C5.
That's right.
And
yeah.
they collapse the
roof.
Yeah, and
of the tunnel.
Jack's like, well, now you're never going to get out. You're going to be stuck here. Yeah, and then I've got Drazen's men using a plasma cutter.
Oh, I missed that.
Yeah, they light up a plasma cutter and they start cutting a hole in the wall.
Yeah, right.
So it ends up being they cut a hole into like
the
a pipe.
sewer system.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's always a fucking sewer system. It's like the size of this room.
So this is where we cut back. I've got a note here that Victor's accent is pretty terrible.
Oh, yeah.
It sort of cuts between like, I don't even know, but it certainly isn't in line with like Andre's and Alexa's.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dennis, no, what's his name? Dennis Hopper.
Yeah. Yeah.
Reminds me there's a song with Dennis Hopper, Bob Seeker and Sonny and Cher. What is that?
Is that like some sort of Blink-182 or something?
Nah, doesn't matter.
know.
Moving on. Victor wants Andre to beat Jack, but don't let him die.
Andre then kicks the shit out of him.
Yeah. No, I've got Victor is about to kill Jack, and he uses Alexis as a bargaining chip.
Yeah, that's at the end when they're in the car.
Yeah, because that's where we're up to. They've gone through the old sewer system.
Yeah, that's what I was just saying.
Yeah.
And you're like, no.
I was agreeing.
Were you?
I don't know. We'll play the video back.
Assault team make their way through the building and find everyone dead.
Yeah, we've talked about all that.
Why have I got it now? Then yeah. So no, they do. That's when they find out, and then because they like get to the hole, and like, it's booby trap. It's going to take us half an hour.
There's all mines and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
and
right.
then Drazen's go to. That's at the end of the episode. I got here. Drazen's go to execute Jack. Jack tells him Alexis is alive.
Yeah.
They get in the van and drive off. And in the next episode, that's when they call Mason again, and they're like, "I want proof of life."
Oh, okay. Well, you started that conversation.
Well, I've got something in here. What did you do? Like, what? So I've got something. We don't negotiate with terrorists.
I don't know because they speak to Mason like twice.
Yeah.
I can't remember why they did the first time.
Anyway, so at the end of the episode, Jack's fucking caught. People are dead. Victor Drazen's killed one person already.
Yeah.
Won't be his last.
Episode 22 between 9 o'clock and 10 o'clock.
So CTU and Terry, I've got like a big chunk. Palmer, not so big. And then Kim, I've got one.
I've got one line, which is Kim is kidnapped yet again. And it's the opening scene. And it's another one of those like insanely long opening scenes.
Yeah. I've got Kim gets put in a van.
Yeah.
Tied up.
But I think she's being driven around the city like or something.
Yeah, because they zoom out.
Yeah.
So like all this shit happens. And it's like, well, we thought we were like, we'd be on the outskirts. But we're pretty fucking...
We're in the middle of
high
LA.
dense. Yeah.
David?
Yeah, let's fucking go for it.
So he gives his speech that him and Patty have been working very hard on.
Yeah.
And Sherry is...
Obama gives his speech.
Yeah, what did you say? It was very
just,
Obama-esque.
Yeah. Like
do you reckon
the way they were talking.
Do you reckon because this was before Obama,
yeah.
do you think...
Obama's definitely loved 24.
Has he taken some inspiration from Palmer?
He was probably sitting here watching 24 going,
this is how I can do it.
fuck it. I'm going to quit working
like him.
This place. I'm going to go become president.
So Sherry comes in. She's still being a bitch.
Sherry talks to Patty, and Sherry has to go away for work. And Patty's like, I'll change that. I'll make sure we cancel that so you can stay here with.
Yeah.
And she's like, no. I want to go. Like, it'll be good. But she doesn't want David to feel alone.
Yeah. She wants time away from David, but doesn't want David to be alone.
Yeah. I'm like, the fuck?
And then David and Sherry have a bit of an argument. Sherry's just being a bitch. And I feel like she's trying to push him away.
Yeah.
Given like the later context. She was trying to make him angry with her. Because then literally just after they have that argument, David changes his mind on Patty. Like I feel like he's like,
he goes and looks for her.
You know what? I'm going to go and find her.
David wants to go over Patty's notes. That's what I've written down.
Yeah, bet he does.
Yeah, and they start going over the notes, and David wants to. He then pulls the champagne out.
Yeah,
because he's celebrating, so it's fair enough. But like,
and then asks her, so do you have a boyfriend?
Yeah. So, am I treading on anyone's toes?
Yeah. And then
she's like, I don't have time.
Some reciprocal flirting goes on.
Yeah.
A bit of back and forward. But then David does the same thing again. So builds her up, all this flirting, and then
he's like, we'll take cheers to taking 5 minutes off.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm like, oh fuck, he's building this up.
And
5
then
minutes.
nothing. And then they leave full champagne glasses in the room.
Palmer asked Paddy if he's flirting with him.
Oh, yeah.
And Paddy replied with, I might be. And then I got Palmer gets spooked and goes back to president mode.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, he sort of snaps out of it. And then they leave the room.
He's like, no, I can't do this.
And then that's when we cut to Sherry and Paddy sitting at the bar talking.
Yeah.
And we find out that they're sort of working together.
Yeah, because she's like,
sort of-
did you go upstairs with David? Keeps changing it to party, not Paddy. And then Paddy did what Sherry told her.
Yeah.
Like, she's like, I did what you told me to. And then she thinks it's working. And I'm like,
But she
what?
feels bad about it.
Yeah, and then I've got Sherry wants Paddy to seduce him.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't
And
know
then,
what the angle is there.
And then again, Sherry will do anything to get into the White House.
Yeah.
Even, pimp out her own husband.
Yeah, I don't know what her end is to this, but
I don't know. Or is she going to use it against him?
maybe.
So she can be like, will you cheat on me? I'm going to come out.
Yeah, have another. Do you want another Bill Clinton or
Yeah. Seat sniffer? Is that one?
what?
Wasn't there one that sniffed a seat?
I don't know. I'm talking about the whole Monica Lewinsky thing.
Yeah, I know, but I swear there was like someone that was sniffing a seat.
Oh, I don't doubt it. All right, now I think we've got slightly different notes here. I've combined Jack and CTU all together.
Oh, okay.
Purely out of laziness because I was falling asleep watching this episode.
Yeah,
this
I
one
mean-
was a bit of a fizzer for me.
You didn't like the episode?
No, I don't know if it's because I was really tired when I was watching this and like struggling to stay awake. Yeah, don't do that. It's gonna send me to sleep. Or if it just was a little
I
bit
just
of
had 4 hot cross buns.
I'm struggling to get through the last like quarter of this.
Oh, was it? Do you reckon it's one of those beers we should have fucking rolled it?
Oh, maybe. Oh, you reckon that it's all sitting at the bottom? All those cocoa nibs and spices.
Cocoa nips.
So, how have you got your notes set up for this one?
Well, I've got Jack / Drazens and I've got Terry CTU.
What, Terry CTU first and leave Jack for the end, or?
I've got the end of the episode with Terry and that.
All right, well, let's do Jack then, and we can finish
Jack's
it off.
small for me, so I think I don't know, I think I fucked it up and so we'll see how we go. But I've got Jack calls CTU to get proof of life for Alexi.
Yeah.
So he's in the back of the van and he's like, because they want to do a trade, Jack for Alexi. But the government won't do it.
No.
We don't negotiate with terrorists. Or like, I think Chappelle's the one that's like, nah.
Yeah, Chappelle really. Do you remember going back that Ryan and Jack were supposed to be like, he thought they were friends?
Yeah, he was like, oh, thank God it's you.
Yeah.
And then he was like, straight into fucking, fuck you, Jack.
No, I don't know what he's done, but yeah, Chappelle seems to hate Jack.
And then so they arrive at one of Victor Drazen's friends' houses.
Oh, he's a good friend. They're having a great dinner.
Yeah.
He's complimenting his daughter.
Yeah. Jack fucking takes the daughter hostage.
Mm.
So it's like, oh, they asked Jack, like, do you want something to eat? And he's like, no.
Yeah.
And then, after that, Jack gets a knife and takes the daughter hostage.
I didn't quite see where he got the knife from. Was it? Just
I don't know if she
'cause
was
they're
holding it or something.
Oh,
She
she
might have
was
been
clearing the table or something like that.
Yeah. Big fucking knife.
Mm.
And then, Victor fucking pulls a gun out.
Yeah.
And then he's like not having a bar. It just fucking kills her.
Just kills the girl.
Yeah.
After it's supposed to be his best friend's
Yeah.
daughter.
Yeah. And I was like, fucking hell, this guy's ruthless.
Yeah.
So he's got 2 kills. And then Jack's like, no. Says something like, damn
Another
it.
one. And I think
He even
does
says,
Victor say like that's
on
your
you.
hands?
Yeah. That's your fault, Jack.
Yeah.
Then the father's obviously in there, like bawling his eyes out, holding her. Then starts calling Drazen a murderer. And then he gets up and he's fucking Drazen just pops him. Yeah, just after that, that's when Kim arrives. So she's been brought
That's right. Yep.
into to Victor Drazen.
Yep.
And Jack's like, no. He's not happy. That's where he's in the van. They're in the vans again, and Jack's begging him to let Kim go. Not gonna happen.
No.
He's like, I got you and fucking Kim now.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm getting everything back.
And again, like the whole reason that they got Kim in the first place was because it was personal and Jack had killed Victor's wife and daughter.
Yeah. The whole point, bringing Jack into this as well as Palmer, was because they had something to do with his wife's death.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'll let your daughter go. I won't put you through any pain.
Yeah.
Then they arrive at. So this has fucking annoyed me because here we go. Something else annoyed me. They have arrived at what looks like the same place that Jack shot Nina.
Oh, with the thing,
the
the thing
things.
going up and down.
And then I'm pretty sure, was that like similar place to where Alan died? You know,
Yeah.
it was like and I was like, is this...
Could also be in the same vicinity as where David had his speech, where they were originally going to kill him.
I swear this is the same place as at least they shot Nina.
Yeah.
Because they tied him to like handcuffed him to a thing. And I was like, would there not be cops around? Like, would she, you know, there's been a shooting, like there'd be cops, got to get bullet casing, you know, do a crime scene.
Nah.
That annoyed me. They obviously had to reuse the same spot. Try to make it not look like the same, but it definitely would have been.
Yeah. So in the meantime, I mean, how did you organize this?
So that's all I've got. They've got him and they handcuffed him and left him with a phone.
Yeah.
And then I've moved on. I've got Jack calls Nina to get proof of life of Alexis, and then they call the hospital and get Alexi on line 2. And then
patch him in.
Victor Drazen's willing to trade Jack for Alexi. Chappelle doesn't want to do the trade. Nina's upset by this. Go back to work and let Jack die. I've written.
Yeah.
So they must have said, I don't know if, I think Mason was talking to her.
Yeah.
And said something like, just go back to work. Terry's really concerned that Kim hasn't arrived.
Yeah.
She does this a couple of times. She's like, shouldn't she have arrived?
And everyone's just palming her off.
Yeah. And it's like, oh, fuck's sake. Like, she's been kidnapped, mate. Just because I think they find out, don't they?
Yeah, Tony finds... Tony always gets, like, the information.
Yeah. It's weird.
So, yeah, Tony finds out about Kim and tells Nina they've grabbed Kim again.
Yeah. And I've got on here, like, Nina tells Terry that the government won't trade Drazen for Jack. So she tells him, like, they're not going to trade. Terry goes into Mason's office again and gets him to reconsider.
He's not doing a good job.
Yeah. She wasn't even seen.
Yeah.
And
I'm not babysitting her.
Yeah. She told me where to go. I'm not doing it. But yeah, Mason tells Terry that they won't, basically. Like, he gets shitty. He basically turns around and says, like, what I'm going to do is I'm going to call Division.
They're going to deny
Tell
me
them
again.
they need to reconsider, and they're going to say no. And then I'm just going to say no.
Yeah.
They're not going to do it.
Yeah, he's lost his patience with her.
Yeah. And then that's when she comes out and she's talking to Nina again, I think, and says something like, we need to do. And Nina's like, I've already got something planned.
Yeah.
She's like, but it's it's against the rules.
Yeah, she
sort of thing.
says protocol or something like that.
Yeah, against protocol. Yeah.
So she's called, or she's going to call...
So she calls Palmer. Yeah. So everyone just seems to have his fucking mobile number now.
Yeah, easiest man to get in touch with.
Yeah, like he's celebrating, like, oh, and then takes this call from like, oh, it's Nina Myers from CTU.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah, how you going? He basically is like, oh, tell me about this Mason guy. And he's like, she's like, oh, he's really politically driven and wants to get like, you know, gets higher up. And then Mason, Palmer calls him and basically just tells him like, you need to reverse this order and like go ahead with the trade. And
if you do, I'll make sure when I'm in the White House, I'm going to promote you.
And he's like, you'll cop a
5 years.
You know, you'll cop a reprimand now, but like when I'm in the White House, I'll like need somebody. I'll promote you. Blah blah. And he's like, how do you know I'll get in? He's like, I'll get in.
Yeah, I will become president.
Yeah, I think they call back, and then Mason makes the decision, and he does.
Yeah,
he's like, we're gonna do it.
Agrees to the trade,
and he's like, going to the hospital.
Yeah,
and he goes to pick up Alexis or Alexi?
It's both. So everyone at like CTU side of things is calling him Alexis, but then Andre and Victor call him Alexi.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Nina tells Terry that they're going to make the trade. So she's like, fuck yeah, it's going down.
But where's Kim?
Terry really wants to talk to Kim.
Well, at that point, Nina now knows that Kim's been picked up, but she lies.
That's what I've got. Because
I think she says to Tony, have you told Terry yet? And he's like, I'm not telling her.
Yeah.
And then Nina goes to tell her, but then chickens out.
Because she goes, she tells about Jack. And then Terry does something like weird, like, oh, I know I just spoke to her, but I'd really like to get like Kim on the phone and talk to her again. It's like, she's gonna, like, technically she'd be in 2 minutes. Like, and then, she's like, oh, yeah, sorry, there's been so much happened. Like, Nina's like, oh, so much happening.
For you or something
I'll look into that for you. And then, and then she comes back. She tells Tony, like, I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
But look, she was smiling in that scene. She's like, oh, I couldn't do it. Huh.
You were right. It's hard.
So after that, I've got Mason arrives at the destination.
Yeah.
So he arrives at like some like body shop or like,
It's
repair
somewhere
shop.
else. It's not where Jack is.
Yeah, with Alexis in the back of this ambulance.
Can I just say, I've got no notes for this. This is when I was like borderline.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I got you. You should just switch to my notes.
Yeah.
But yeah. So they arrive at this place. There's some people there to do the swap, but they don't have Jack because they've tied Jack up at like the fucking oil pump place.
Yeah. It's not really a great swap, is it?
Yeah. And then they're like, that's right. Because Mason's like, well, you need to learn better English because this isn't how like a trade works. Like we need to get something for it. And then the guy's like, we told you you're going to get Jack. And he's like, well, where is he? He's like, you'll get him or something. And then
when we're clear and there's no one following us.
Yeah. And he's like, no, that's not how it works. And then he said something. He's like, well, we also have Kim. And then he's like, oh no. Like,
God damn it.
And he's like, but we told you you'll get Jack.
Yeah.
And so that's when, because he had men outside and he was going to be telling them like, nah, this trade's not going to happen. So then he tells them to stand down. And they've put a tracker on Alexis's like wrist, but they find it.
Yeah, like pretty much instantly.
Yeah,
I'm like,
they like
of
drive
course
out,
they're gonna
pull over, wand him.
Yeah, of course they're gonna check him for traces.
Yeah, and they find the tracker and destroy it. Nina, damn it, legit, no swearing,
taking over. Yeah, Jack's catchphrase.
And then just after that, there's like the sniper.
Yeah,
shoots Jack's handcuff.
I was like, that was the best shot ever.
Yeah. So Jack's like standing there and then, the phone, boom. I didn't even realize it was a sniper thing.
Yeah.
Sniper guy. I didn't know why he was handcuffed there and I didn't realize what he needed the phone for. So, because they gave him a phone, then they called him and they're like, get in the car and don't talk to anyone. The keys, and I'm like, the keys are always in the visor.
Yeah.
Bloody Americans love putting their keys there. and then Jack skids away. And that was the end of the episode.
I had a note somewhere about, at some point, someone traces a call.
Really?
Yeah. Well, I've got to find where it was because in the past, we've been like, every time someone tries to trace a call, it's
like
taken
30-minute fucking affair.
Forever. Like the whole Kim and Terry thing in the barn when they're trying to keep the phone live so they can trace it. And it's really going to annoy me now.
No, I didn't see any phone trace.
There was. Anyway, they traced a phone at some point in this episode and they got it like the location instantly.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Why did I not fucking pick up on it? Are you sure?
Maybe I dreamt it.
Are you sure you were awake at the end of this episode?
Yeah, maybe I actually felt
You probably like looked at Nina doing the whole like, she had the computer up with the tracker and you're going, oh, fuck, I have a nap now.
Nah, there was a phone trace. I'm sure I was awake for that part.
Maybe I was asleep.
Yeah. No, I struggled. That last one, actually, looking back over the notes and having you talk about it, it actually wasn't as bad of an episode as what I thought it was.
It wasn't too bad.
I think it was purely because I was so tired.
There wasn't much to happen though.
True. Yeah. It's
so
the
like in the episode
least amount of
before that,
notes that we've had.
Yeah, in the episode before that, like Jack went through a fair bit and this time he just went to dinner and 2 people died and he's now got a car. That's about it.
Oh, here we go. I've got it. I didn't dream it.
Oh.
Andre discusses a swap with Mason and Mason managed to trace the call in record time.
I don't fucking remember this.
Yeah. So that was in this episode.
Yeah, right.
There you go. I had
you must have had a good dream.
Had one good note. Yeah. No, my little one has been waking up at the night and I've been like this last night went into his room at 2:30.
Yeah.
And then like when he was smaller, I would go in, I'd shush him and I'd just like give him a pat and he'd go back to sleep and I'd go back to my room.
You would go to sleep.
But now he's that little bit older. I went in there and I was trying to shush him and he's just like patting his bed like, you can come lie here. I'm like, God damn it.
He's in a bed, yeah?
Yeah.
So my little...
He's got a double, which is great if we go in there.
My oldest got a king single.
Yeah.
And then, my little... he's in the cot still.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. He's just like, the sleeping bag is getting a bit small.
Is he nearly outgrowing it?
Yeah, like he definitely needs a bed. And I don't want to. Yeah, so he goes to sleep all right and he's, he'll happily get shushed like, oh, you right, mate? Yeah, cool. See it.
Yeah.
And I'm in and out in like 5 seconds. Like basically just fucking push his dummies closer to him. tuck him back in, and he's good to go.
Yeah.
Because the nights lately have been hot. So I like left his fan on, but that by about 5 o'clock,
Then it's too cold.
he's like getting cold,
Yeah.
and that's when he's like, Dad. And I was like, fuck. And he calls me all the time. Like, I'm the one that will get up.
Yeah.
I mean, because I just get up the easiest. But yeah, they all call me, and it's like, oh, are you serious? And then like, because I go past my eldest's son, and like I got floorboards, so it's like the house
Squeak
starts
and wake him
creaking
up.
because it's settled over, and I was like, and I'm like opening doors, and he's like, oh, Dad, and I'm like, mate, it's 5 o'clock. Go back to sleep. But yeah, we've had them waking up early recently. I mean, I say early, but I'm talking like 6:30, 7 o'clock.
Yeah, so that's all right.
Yeah, we got like friends, and they'll be like, yeah, like my eldest son, his friend at school, we went to the park today, and like there's times where they wake up at like 4 a.m. And I'm like,
And like proper awake.
yeah, like that's it, done for the day.
Nah. Yeah, my little one was up at like 5:30, maybe 5:45 this morning,
Yeah,
and fairly awake. And because the dog followed me into his room last night at 2:30, because otherwise the dog would just be barking for me.
yeah.
So I let him come in, and so then he's trying to play with the
Did you
dog.
let them sleep in your bed?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
He only-
do they go to sleep?
The dog.
No, not the dog. The kids.
Oh no. I would when the
turned into
when
full dad chat.
Yeah, when the eldest was smaller, he would come in
Yeah.
and he would just go to sleep, and it was
Yeah.
great. Can't bring the youngest one into our bed because
Does he go nuts?
He's awake
Yeah.
and he won't sleep.
Both of my kids like that. Like so my youngest got sick. So my kids had hand, foot and mouth for like the last week.
Yeah.
When the littlest got it, he like, you got the temperature and everything. And he was burning up. He was like restless. He was like, and so we're like,
yeah.
we're like, all right, we're going to bring him into our bed. Fucking straight away. He's like, oh, this is great.
It's a party.
He's like, yeah.
Look at all this room.
I'm fine now. I'm good. And
Yeah.
then we're like, mate, you got to go to sleep. And he's just like rolling over, tossing, turning. And it's like, go to sleep.
Yeah.
And then like, I passed out a couple of times, like, did the old fading away. I was like, oh. And then I've woken back up and he's still not asleep. And we're like, do you want to go back to your own bed? He's like, yeah.
Oh, nice.
And so, yeah, he's like elected to go back to his own bed, tucked him in,
I'm
bang.
happy for you to leave him there.
Yeah, I tucked him in, went to sleep, and I was like, thank fuck for that. But that was like, not going to lie, pretty sure that was from like midnight to almost 4 o'clock.
Oh,
Something like that.
that's rough.
In and out
That's
of
a
like,
long time.
yeah. And I was just like, fuck.
Was that a school night? Was that work the next day?
Yeah, yeah.
That's the worst.
Yeah, definitely was. I think it was like, it may have even been a Sunday night, or it could have been a Monday night.
Yeah.
But yeah, not fun.
No, I hate it.
Yeah.
So that's why I fell asleep. Well, nearly fell asleep through the last episode.
Yeah, nice.
Happens to the best of us.
You're always awake later than me, I reckon.
Oh, I
You
go
go to
through
bed late,
phases. Like sometimes I'll go for a couple of weeks of going to bed like early, but then because I've been editing these and I quite enjoy editing these, I just get stuck like doing it. Like I'm like, oh no, I'll just
Because I've
do a bit more.
I've taken you like because I put my phone on like sleep mode,
Yeah,
and so the only people that come through are like my boss,
yeah,
a few of my techs, and like my wife and mum and brother.
yeah.
I'll put you on the list
So when I send you a message,
because I'm like,
midnight,
because like I'm usually awake till 11
With a
o'clock,
new
but
short tour.
from 10 o'clock onwards, I don't see the messages unless I see the red dot, and I'm like, oh,
yeah.
because I've done it before
What do you
between
mean
our
red
chat.
dot?
Like the you got a message.
Oh, so you actually
So
light your
I don't
phone
get
up
the
first.
notification,
Yeah,
but yeah, I've had it a few times where like you and Andrew have been talking in our group chat. I was
Yeah.
like, fuck, 32 messages. I didn't even realize they were chatting. I was like, fuck it, I won't get in.
yeah.
But yeah, then I changed it to you. Even in the group chat, I don't get Andrew's, but yours will still come through.
Oh,
So I'm like, who the
I didn't
fuck
know
is
that.
Brenton talking to? I was like, oh, he's talking
Yeah,
to
right.
So yeah, because I get sometimes you've just done something that's like cool for the podcast, and I'm like, oh yeah. And Stella's like, what are you doing? It's like 11:30. I'm like, yeah, no, it's Brenton.
Just under the short.
She's like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This week I haven't been staying up as late. You've probably noticed you haven't had late night messages from me.
No, I haven't. I only had like one or two from you this week, I think.
Yeah.
But then again, like you've been busy, so I was like,
Yeah.
I won't bother him.
No. Yeah, that's the thing. Like I quite enjoy trying to figure out how to edit these things.
Meanwhile, I just sit at home.
Yeah.
I'm like, I even said to Stella, I was like, Brenton's doing all the like work. He's
But
like
you're the
editing
one
everything.
you've got the better notes and you pick it up on stuff.
Got to do something. And then like I haven't even downloaded TikTok. I haven't even seen now.
It's not doing anything.
Others Instagram. Everyone fucking jump on and like that, by the way.
Yeah. Smash that like button.
Yeah. Nah.
Like and subscribe. Cool.
Yeah.
All right, so next week, last two
The
episodes.
finale.
So we still haven't even thought about what we're going to do after season 1 finishes.
Yeah, we should probably think about that.
Yeah. So
Because we're not going to do a break or anything, are we?
I don't know. Well, when are we potentially going to Vic? Because I don't know if we're going to be able to record. And I've got a couple of busy weekends coming up.
Oh, we're going to have to fucking pop this out on Tuesdays.
Yeah, we'll have to do something like that.
We're going to have to do a see you next Tuesday.
Because, we're going to be away from the Friday.
A movie wouldn't be hard.
No. But we're going Friday after work to Vic, and then we're not going to be back until Sunday.
Yeah.
And then I got to go to Queensland for work, and that's Friday to Sunday.
Yeah.
So we got to figure out a new recording day.
Well, I'll drive. You can edit.
Yeah, just on my laptop.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll just be sitting in the Airbnb. We'll have to get an Airbnb or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't think about that.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. So season, it'll be the finale. We'll do episode 23 and 24. See what happens.
Yeah. Then we'll see if we go on to season 2.
Yeah. Hey, maybe we'll do in between. We can like that format better. Anyway, we'll see.
Yeah.
All good. All right.
Lovely.
See you next time.
Sounds good.
Bye.
Bye.